What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for subscribing and welcome to this video. If you're returning on this channel, you know how we rock. Notification gang, I see you guys. Firstly, I'd just like to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed on this channel. We are about to hit 500 subscribers. Can you believe it? It has not been a year since this channel started and we're already hitting 500, to say thank you so much. So today, as you've seen from the title of this video, I just want to tackle this issue that a lot of us have confusion about. I know I also had confusion before I came across this thing that explained the difference, you know. So I just thought I should share it with you guys. I don't know if you guys also wondered about this, like what exactly is the difference between SAICA, SAIPA, CIMA. So we are unpacking that in this video. Hit the like button if you like this video, and also comment down below and let me know, did you guys know the differences? Had you always been aware of the differences? Did you know what these different accountants do? And if you didn't, then let me know. Comment down below. I know I also didn't know until this video, or until I researched about it. So yeah, I'm bringing you guys the differences. I hope you liked this video. If you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified every time I post a video. So, okay, so the first one that I'm going to start with is SAIPA, right? So SAIPA basically stands for South African Institute of Professional Accountants, right? So basically, what does professional accountants do? What are they involved in? Okay, before I even start, can I just put out a disclaimer that this is according to how I've researched it, according to how I understand it. I stand to be corrected. It is not set in stone that this is exactly what they do. So yeah, just take it with a pinch of salt, but I think it's enough information to sort of help you tell the differences. But yeah, I stand to be corrected. I don't know everything, obviously, but I just think, you know, this will shed a little bit of light for us to sort of understand what the difference is. But anyway, yeah. So SAIPA, right? Professional accountants are basically, if I could describe them, I would say these are people who are involved in the financials of a company, right? So your professional accountants will mainly be your financial managers, will mainly be your CFOs type of thing. So these people are tasked with preparing the company's financial statements. They form part of the executive of the company. They normally obviously would be executive members of the board. Yeah, they would prepare financial statements. They deal with SARS issues regarding the company, the company's annual returns, the SARS compliance, laws and regulations, you know, stuff like that. So in a nutshell, this would be somebody who is responsible for the company's financial statements. So they do prepare financial statements, they do disclosures, they make sure that the company's financials are in accordance with IFRS, if that is the reporting standard that the company is following, or if the company is using a different one, they make sure that the company complies with whatever reporting standards that they need to comply with. They're also involved with other laws and regulations, things like your Employment Act. Obviously, having accountants that deal with these things, obviously there are laws that govern the employees working under them, there are laws that govern retrenchments, there are laws that govern a lot of things. So they do work with all of those laws, and they need to make sure that the company is compliant. Another thing with these accountants, so if you're in the audit space, you will work closely with these accountants because they know the financials of the company, they give you the financial information and all of that thing. So they're on a high level preparing financial statements for a company. So yeah, these will be professional accountants, and most of them will be accredited with SAIPA, right? The second one is the one that we all know a lot, and this is the chartered accountants, right? So these are chartered accountants. They are registered with the South African Institute of Chartered Accountants, which is mostly what you guys are studying towards, right? So I think a lot of us have an idea what we do, or if we don't. Normally these accountants are basically So we come in as the chartered accountants. Normally we'll come in as an auditor in a company. I'm not saying chartered accountants cannot be financial managers and CFOs. They can transition into that role, but normally or in most cases, should I say, that chartered accountants normally come in as auditors. So we do not prepare financial statements. We say, as a company, you have a professional accountant who has prepared this financial statements according to a certain reporting standard. Has it been done according to the standard? Indeed. So basically, we're just the police of the companies to come and say, are you operating according to the law? Are you following the laws? Are you following your Employment Equity Act? Are you following your retrenchment processes and all of those things? So we just come in and see if the company is actually preparing their financials according to the to IFRS or according to whatever reporting standard they use. We also look at many other things as an auditor. It's not only about the financials. We look at the disclosures. We look at compliance with our laws and regulations in a nutshell. And yeah, so that's basically what chartered accountants do. They can transition into the role of a financial manager, where they will now be working for the company, where they now prepare the financials. That is also possible. So you're not, just because you're a chartered accountant doesn't mean you will always be an auditor. You can transition into other fields. So yeah, that's the thing. So as chartered accountants, remember, we are not employed by the company. We are employed by the shareholders of the company. So we report to the shareholders of the company, while the professional accountant would normally report to the board of directors, basically. Okay, so the third one is a management accountant. These guys are registered with SAICA. So basically, SAICA is the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants. They normally deal with the operations of the company, right? So what I mean by operations is, if a company has different divisions, these are the guys that will say, in this division we've seen a trend of increasing sales, in this division it's not performing very well. I think as a management accountant we should focus our efforts on this division because it's doing better. So basically, these are the guys who go back into the past and they analyze data, they analyze the financials, the company's performance from prior. They draw up budgets. They make strategic decisions based on past events, based on trends, and they would normally be very useful for you to know which division in that company is doing well or which division needs to close down. So they give insight on that. Where can retrenchment be made based on the performance of that division or whatever. So these guys are the guys who are responsible to help us maximize the company's profits, to help us maximize the company's production, basically. So they know where the product is performing well, they know to which clients to sell, they know which clients are defaulting on their payments. So these are management accountants. They manage basically the operations of the company. So yeah, I think all three accountants are equally important. I know a lot of the chartered accountant is the most outspoken accountant. It's the one that we know a lot, but all of these three are equally important, because if you do not have your management accountant, you don't know on which area in the company to focus on to maximize profits. So yeah, man, that's basically the differences. And you have also your professional accountant who will prepare the apps. Obviously, if you know you preparing the apps as an executive, you need somebody to come and oversee what you have done to make sure it's in the best interest of your shareholders, and that's where the auditor, chartered accountant comes in. Can accountants transition into these roles? I think personally, yes, you can, especially if you're coming from a position of a chartered accountant. It's easier to transition into being a professional. It's easier to transition into being a management accountant, because when you audit, you sort of see the overall of the company. So it's easier for you to prepare this company's financials because you have audited them. you've seen how it works, and you have the support of a management accountant to tell you how things work in that company. I don't know how easy it would be to transition from a management accountant to be a chartered or the auditor, but that is actually my next point. So can you convert from SAIPA-CIMA to SAICA? Well, according to my mini research that I did, it is possible, right? It is possible if your academic program in the SAIPA or the CIMA, so your degree basically in those programs, if SAICA deems it competent enough to be equivalent to what the CA kids are doing, then yes, you can convert, but you will need to do the 3-year trainings that CAs do, and you'll have to write the 2 board exams that we write, right? So if you're moving from SAIPA or you're moving from CIMA and SAICA deems your qualification equivalent to what we have, equivalent to our degree and our honors, then you only just have to do the 3 years and the 2 board exams. However, if SAICA does not deem your degree equivalent to what we have, then you will have to do a bridging course to do the modules that we did, and to do it at a level that the chartered accountants do it at, and then you will have to do the 3 years and the 2 board exams. Now remember, you cannot become an auditor if you are not a chartered accountant, and I say this because IRBA, the independent regulatory body, only has SAICA accredited, so only members of SAICA can become RAs, right? As far as I know. So for you to become a registered auditor, you have to have been registered with SAICA, and for you to have been registered with SAICA, you need to have done the 3 years and you need to have done the 2 years. As far as I know at this point right now, as I'm shooting this video, is you can't bypass the process, so you can't move from being a professional accountant to being a registered auditor without going through SAICA, right? So that is why IRBA, all the registered auditors will first have to be chartered accountants, because SAICA is currently the only the only body accredited by IRBA that can bring forth CAs to be RAs. So I hope that clears up the confusion. If you're still confused, maybe this video didn't clear it up for you, leave a comment down below and I will be sure to explain it to you. But yeah, that is sort of my mini research and that's what I found out. And yeah, so I guess there is no accountant that is above the other. We all need each other. There wouldn't be work for auditors if there weren't professional accountants, you know what I mean? And professional accountants wouldn't know where to start if there aren't management accountants who come with the management accounts and say this is what happened during the year, this is what we need to focus on. So we all need each other, although one profession is sort of treated a bit higher than the others, but otherwise we all literally accountants, and we are accountants in our own rights. I think it's important for us to respect each other in our different professions, noting that we all need each other to make the accounting space, or to make the accounting industry a better industry for all. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. See you guys in my next video. Bye.